Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 623 of Geeks in Space. We're talking about Miller's Crossing today. And guys, I've always thought of friendship as kind of, being a mental state, and I need to discuss this movie with three of my most mentally stated friends. Rob Roseboom.
Stop giving me the hi-hat.
Chris DeBona.
What's the rumpus?
And Nate Ostendorp.
Y'all's fancy pants.
The slang in this movie is so weird. Like, I feel like watching this movie, I am unearthing racist terms that maybe they just made up. But I'm knowing the Coen brothers, they're probably not. It's probably all legit and historically accurate. But I don't know half the words they use in this movie.
Well, it was really funny in the I didn't mention this in any of the notes, but in the continuity errors section of IMDb for this, they say a Italian gangster used a Hebrew slur as a mistake, and it's like, oh, okay, that's a goof.
As far as I
meant
can
to
tell,
use an Italian slur.
As far as I can tell, every race known to mankind uses every slur known to mankind to refer to every other race over the course of this movie.
Well, they kept on calling the Irish the potato eaters or something, about the potato famine. I was like, wow.
Well, Rob, why don't you pick this one? Tell us what you have to say. Or did Nate pick this one?
Except I didn't.
No, it's Nate. Ah!
Yep.
I do love this movie, though.
Yeah.
I just picked it because I wanted to watch it again. I just haven't seen it for probably 15 years. Yeah. So.
This is one of those movies. This is in the elite pantheon of movies that I remember from when I lived with Kurt. We got this on DVD, and I remember watching this movie with Kurt in my first house, and I remember falling asleep and having to watch it a second time because I was tired that night. But I did not fall asleep this time. This movie is fantastic.
I had never seen it before.
Yeah.
So when I was watching it, I ended up not doing a lot of notes because I was too busy enjoying the damn movie.
Amen.
That's good.
I mean, it's really good.
I think this is my favorite Coen Brothers film.
Man,
that's saying something too.
I like a lot of their movies quite a bit.
I don't know. Fargo was so good, man. It's hard to beat Fargo.
But this has that Fargo thing in it, right? The language.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really is almost a character in and of itself.
And it has Frances McDormand, so
it does.
Fargo. It's got everything you need.
It's got everything. I don't know if this even cracks my top 5 for Coen movies, but that's only because I tend to like the farces. I tend to like the really silly stuff. And
the director's cut and theatrical cut of The Lady Killers counts as 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I can't get me enough Tom Hanks. No, but the Coen filmography is they've probably got 10 of my favorite movies of all time. If I'm making my top 100 list, they might be 10% of it.
Yeah.
I just watched Lebowski last week, and Hudsucker Proxy the week before that. So I'm all up on my Coen.
For the kids.
For kids. My other I think the reason that this one doesn't fall higher is, and I realized this while watching this movie, is that I don't actually really like mobster movies all that much, or gangster movies.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I didn't really think about Godfather's fine, all that stuff is fine. I like it fine, I respect it, but that's not my jam.
And I love gangster movies.
I love gangster movies too. Yeah. And this is a fine specimen.
It's got all the classic gangster movie actors in it. I mean, literally, what's funny is this was filming the same time as Goodfellas in the same town that Goodfellas was filming, right? So you actually see a lot of crossover people from both movies. They must have shared crews. They must have shared all kinds of stuff without even knowing it, without planning for it. It's really something.
Well, Barry Sonnenfeld behind the camera, and so he's doing the work. All right, here's our first note.
Get it? Friendship, character, ethics.
describing how he can't stand a bookie who is selling out his fixed fights.
Yeah, he's
Just
he's
Casper.
here.
Yeah.
He's here complaining because he's like, if you can't trust a fix, what the hell can you trust?
Yep.
You know?
Right.
Well, over the next minute or so, he describes exactly the scam that the bookies are playing. Basically, they're taking the bets and they're front running the bets, which is exactly how Robinhood and the other free trading apps make money off you. They front run off you. So basically, all the stuff he's complaining about, like a mobster complaining about this, has become how Wall Street does business today.
But Chris, you have a diamond hand, so this is no problem.
I anyway.
All right.
No return from a fixed fight. Now, if you can't trust a fix, what can you trust?
That's wisdom right there.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Casper.
Oh man. So here was my other problem with this movie. It has a lot of people in it. And like you got to keep track of a lot of names and fast. And like a lot of stuff isn't really revealed until like as the movie goes on. So you've got to like there's stuff that I read in the Wikipedia. I'm like, that happened? Okay, cool.
Yeah, like and which unusual bug-eyed guy is Bernie versus Mink versus Bernie? Like I got it mixed up from the beginning. So
No one else knows about the fix?
No one that ain't got ethics.
What about the fighters you pay to tank out?
We only pick
Oh, I think I
fighters
got the
when
wrong.
we-
I think I got the wrong time code. It was the line was, "You want to kill him?" And the Dane says, "For starters."
For
for
starters.
status.
Yeah.
That was a good one to call out, though.
And I'm sick of the hi-hat.
So he talks about the hi-hat all the time. in
Yeah.
this. There's lots of reoccurring,
Hats.
like, shoot him in the brain, all that stuff. But also this movie is so efficient with its storytelling. This whole beginning here, you meet the four main characters. Each one has a little bit to show you what their personality is like. And they mention Bernie, Mink, and Verna. So all the characters have been introduced. The entire plot has been introduced already. And now the movie starts,
Before the title credits.
Yeah. And there's a lot of hats.
Lots.
Well, I'm not a film student, but apparently the hat is like a theme that they explicitly architected the whole thing around. Anyway, so,
They use it constantly. It's like
Yeah.
a
in the
recurring
title
visual
credit.
motif.
Yep. And the last scene is a hat.
He's fancy pants, all he is.
I love how these characters are, for the most part, so unaware. It's great.
Tommy, I don't like to think.
Yeah. I'll think about whether you should start.
And that's Coen dialogue, man.
Every line that Gabriel Byrne says is so damn good.
Hey, I have a question about Gabriel Byrne. What is he in that's the thing that is Gabriel Byrne to you guys?
This?
All right.
This and Unusual,
Not
or
this.
The Usual Suspects.
Usual Suspects
Yeah,
was genius.
To me, he's Pepper. He's sprinkled into like 1,000 movies. But like in none of them, like really is he like he's one of those guys who's just always competent and good, but not the thing that he's playing. He's just good. You know what I mean? Like, or he's not himself. He's not the actor.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where I first saw this guy. It wasn't this. It might have been The Usual Suspects.
So we get our hat, our title card.
Yep.
8 minutes in. 8:13. Good job. Well, that was. Oh, am I in the wrong?
Hat.
I'm
Yeah, it's 11:30.
10. I suck.
What's the rumpus?
Can I come in?
I just want to note what's the rumpus, because that greeting is used ubiquitously in this movie.
Yes.
And
it's used later on as well. It's so
fantastic.
It's like a half a dozen times.
Yeah.
What's the rumpus?
What's the rumpus?
I feel like we should incorporate that phrase more into our own vernacular. I should just.
There's some stuff from this movie that gets used. What's the rumpus gets used occasionally in our circle.
For sure. But it should be used at all available opportunities, I think. It's just
we should make
good.
a concerted effort to include it.
They also use the word daffy a lot, which I really like. I like daffy. All right, cool. That one didn't
Good
quite
dangle.
That didn't stick around. Should have though.
She plays it. She's a grifter, just like her brother. Probably had grifter parents and grifter grandparents, and someday they're each going to spawn little grifter kids.
Stop it.
Grifting is genetic.
He's not a fan of Verna and Bernie.
But of course, you haven't seen them sleeping together 3 times yet. So,
yeah, only once so far.
Love is complicated.
Yeah, right around here, he says, "Jesus, you're a prickly pear," and I'm just like, "Albert Finney, you're great."
Prickly pear.
You were a tramp, and he should dump you.
I love his attitude.
Yep.
He's just such a jerk.
Right? And their love triangle is so like, I don't know.
Terrible.
It's it's great. It's just oh, the dog. I like the dog.
the hairpiece.
Here it is.
Oh,
And
this
this
shot.
is what happened to. It's what happened to Rug Daniels.
Rug Daniels.
I'm gonna pause and hop through. There we go. That's the shot.
Yeah.
That is
So good.
that
Yeah,
is
that's a
money in
good
the
shot.
bank
So-
right there.
So this is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. There's no talking. There's just I love the little kid finding the dead guy, and the dog is perfect.
It's so funny.
This is where at this point in the movie I had like originally like 20 notes, and I was like, okay, you know, we can't just watch the whole movie. You know?
And here we see Mink.
Not a thing, Tom. Look, if it ain't my business, I got not a thing to say. Listen, Bernie wants to see what's important.
Yeah, well, I'm right here. I'm not made of glass.
He's got a lot of words really fast.
Yeah, if you let it play a little bit more here, it's just again, it's like this dense, just like, you know. So.
But he's nervous walking around in public, Tom. He's the right guy, but he's very nervous. I mean, who wouldn't be? Look, I mean, the spot he's in, who wouldn't be? He asked me to ask you to ask Leo to take care of him. You know, put in a good word with Leo. Leo listens to you. Not that Leo wouldn't help the Shimada anyway. A kind like Bernie, a square G like the Shimada, a straight shooter like him.
I don't get it, mate.
It's like, oh my gosh.
So we're definitely going to get a copy strike for that 11-second run.
We're not
there.
even streaming. Don't worry about it.
Oh, good. Well, we're recording, so it's all good. And we're streaming somewhere. It's the Googe. It streams into the black hole. I am uploading at 4 kilobits or whatever to somewhere.
Okay.
It's like a tree falls in the forest thing. If the tree falls in the forest, is it really here?
Honestly, our uploads do better than our streams. So.
They do. There's an algorithm thing. Yeah, Buscemi is freaking crazy in this movie.
He's incredible.
And he gets like, you know, maybe 2 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's his
and he
major
owns
scene right
every
there.
freaking second.
Mm-hmm.
And here is the first scene with the chief of police O'Doul and the mayor.
Love them.
And then this scene will show up a couple more times in the movie.
Yeah.
O'Doul and the mayor.
I oughta. Voted for him 6 times last May.
And that ain't the record either.
Voter fraud.
It's funny because
Quick,
it's Arizona.
Oh, no, it ain't that, Tom. Jesus, Tom, we do as we're told.
Maybe they're right not to like it. Stirring up this hornet's nest won't be good for anyone, and it'll mean killing.
I'm not thrilled about it either, but I can't just lay down a Casper.
You could.
I
Also,
mark almost every time someone says Jesus, Tom.
Jesus, Tom.
Jesus, Tom.
And also, let's you know, Tommy isn't the boss. He is in the perfect position, right? He's the man behind the man. He gets almost all the power and almost none of the danger. Well, except for, you know, what happens in the movie. But that's all his choice. I mean, what a great position to be in, that guy.
We can dangle, Leo, if you prefer.
Sit down, Dale. We're all friends here.
Just love that.
I said
We're
our
all
friends.
here.
But again, that's the Coens thing, right? They cast weird people, they give them really interesting dialogue, and they let their movies have supporting actors that stand out and just have cool things to do, and they don't dwell on them.
You have to realize when they like Albert Finney is a name in 1990. Like you don't put Albert Finney in something and don't expect people just to, oh, we're here to see Albert Finney. I mean, That was a meat role for that guy. He loved it.
Close your eyes, ladies. I'm coming through.
I just love the visuals of him entering the powder room. It's like the dresses, the set. It's perfect.
So I forgot to mark it, but go to 2226.
It's really good.
Afraid people might get the right idea.
I love that. He is such a jerk to her.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there. I guess maybe it's that ladies like a bad boy? Is that the moral? I'm looking for something here. Did I have the wrong code?
I was maybe a few seconds too early. Yeah. Jump ahead 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Nate lives in the future.
Yeah, I'm wondering why some of my time codes are off. Sorry. I might actually be a full minute off there.
All right.
Ooh.
Yep, there he is. That was the time code I was going for. Just our first introduction to Bernie, and this is a really good performance by Turturro. Like he's
career making.
Yep.
I didn't remember. For the first 25 minutes of the movie, I was trying to remember who Bernie was, and I knew Turturro was in this, and then I remembered that Nate mixed him up with a different actor, but then after this sequence, I was angry at how just awful he is.
Oh, he's the worst.
He's the devil. I mean, he's just
No. He's the devil's sister, brother.
Yeah.
Well, they're grifters, right?
They're grifters. They're gonna have grifter kids. They got grifter brother, grifter mother.
Technically, if they have kids, wouldn't they just be half grifter? But maybe if the two of them married, maybe are grifters allowed to do that?
It's a dominant trait.
Yeah. Grifting.
She even tried to teach me a thing or two about bed artistry. Can you believe that?
Yes.
Just so creepy.
She's a sick twist, all right.
Yeah.
Bed artistry as a phrase is one of my all-time favorites. It ranks right up there with in Network. There's a line that says, "Madam, are you trying to impugn my cocksmanship?" Yeah. And that's another one of my all-time favorite just words for sex. It's great. Weird phrases. So great. Cliff is sad and alone.
So what I wanted to point out here is, remember how I said that Goodfellas was basically filming same time, same place, and all the rest? The kid with I don't know what he's holding there. It's like a shoe shine kid behind his left shoulder there. That was the kid that played young Henry Hill in Goodfellas. So remember,
And right behind Gabriel is the homeless Broadway guy from
Fisher King.
From Fisher King.
I recognized him, but I couldn't place him.
It's just like,
didn't Sonnenfeld direct that too, or camera that?
Oh, maybe I'll look it up.
Got it. Oh, I have a time code with him at 2811 here.
Okay.
Drop dead ape.
Come on, Tom. Boss wants to see you.
I just like that exchange. Drift, small guy.
Yeah.
Drop dead ape.
And we're introduced to Frankie and Tic Tac.
Yep. Love Frankie and Tic Tac.
Casper's two flunkies.
Yep, their muscle.
And this whole scene is so fantastic. His wife is there screaming at him in Italian.
Yeah.
Well, he's just, doesn't want to hear any of it.
That's a penny you owe him.
Yeah.
Look, Tom, what's the rumpus?
Oh, is that the one with the
Tom,
kid?
What's the rumpus?
Oh, what's the rumpus? Yeah, everything with his kid creeped me out.
Yeah.
This kid is dumb as a box of rocks.
Yeah.
You ain't wrong.
Pick a hand.
Pick again. Oh, and this.
Oh,
So honestly, when he hit him and he was so stricken, he was like, I can't believe you hit me.
Yeah.
You know, I felt bad for him
Yeah.
for like 3 seconds, you know, but I felt bad for him.
look at that face. He's so sad.
He's so upset.
But it's not going to work out.
And he says, Jesus, Tom.
He says, Jesus, Tom.
What are you thinking?
Then Tic Tac comes in and beats the shit off him.
Wow.
And really does.
So I really enjoyed how the cops in this are like used like almost to comedic effect because they come in like in a horde routinely. And this is, I think, the first time that they do that, but it's weird. And I just wanted to note that this is the crappiest interrogation. Like, I don't think that these techniques are approved.
Well, yeah. All these guys.
And yeah.
Jesus, Tom, I was just speculating about a hypothesis. I know I don't know nothing.
And that is
just the chief around here.
Yeah, another reoccurring thing. The chief talking outside of a raid.
Yep.
All in all, not a bad guy. If looks, brains, and personality don't count.
You better
Describing Rug.
What a movie.
Anybody. Not that well.
You know he wouldn't be here.
No.
Started that just a little bit early, but
or
late rather.
Come on, Tom. You know me a little.
Nobody knows anybody. Not that well.
That's something Tom says a bunch in this movie too.
It's a good line. His thesis statement, I suppose.
The Danny Boy shootout.
Oh my gosh, I love this scene. And this is some fantastic gangster gunfighting. Yep.
Incredible filmmaking.
And
like, go ahead.
Like the first time in this movie, there's 3, I think, scenes with just really excessive gunfire.
Yeah.
And this is the first of them. It is almost Tarantino-ish.
Yeah,
totally.
How ridiculous it is. He must shoot 200 rounds out of his Tommy gun.
Right.
Which only has 100 rounds, right?
And that's nothing compared to the cops later on, man.
Yeah.
I actually was having vibes in the interrogation scene. I was having Reservoir Dogs.
Sure.
Because the gangsters standing around and you know that it's gonna go bad. But then the Keystone Cops show up and it's a little different vibe.
Just goes on and on and on and on.
It's
like
gratuitous.
25 seconds of just him shooting that guy.
It's so funny. It's a little violent, but
it's a little, for kids.
For kids,
And
this is
here,
Get his hat back though.
Here it is where Tommy's finally like his last play is to tell him that he's been sleeping with Verna.
Yep. Game over, man. Those are good stage punches too. Everything about that, like that fist was like 6 inches away from his face, but man, I still feel it.
Acting.
I think the sound effects in that one are the win there.
Nothing more foolish than a man chasing his hat.
I love that scene too, where he's talking about his dream, and she's like, "Oh yeah." Then your hat turned to the something you catch, and he's like, "No, that's not what happens in my dreams."
Nothing more foolish than a man chasing his hat.
Yeah,
with the hat theme.
Yeah, this movie knows what it's doing for sure.
Mayor.
Hello, boys. Big booster. Always has been.
It's fine. Well, Tom and I got the...
And there's the duel in the mayor scene again.
Mm-hmm.
How quickly tides have changed.
Yep. Now Casper's running things.
We only take yeggs what's been to college. Ain't that right, Dean? I'm joking, of course.
He is so good in this.
Yeah.
He is so good.
Was he the one that was recast 2 days before shooting?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember which of the... Because the other one, somebody died 2 days before shooting, and they recast him.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, Googling before shooting in Miller's Crossing doesn't give you what you think it gives you.
Nope. Okay, well, we're at the execution scene. That was my only note to make sure I had that.
Oh, yeah, no, it was Leo, yeah. Trey Wilson was going to play him, and then he died from a brain hemorrhage.
Mm.
And then Finney was cast. So...
You got to remember to put one in his brain. Your first shot puts him down, then you put one in his brain. Then he's
dead.
Then he's dead.
Dead. Then we go home.
Then we go home.
This is the job.
Yep. You know, every career has, like, you know, it's things that you have to deal with. I like that, you know, these guys, that's part of it. You just got to know how to shoot the guy in the brain. It's good. Cool.
In the brain.
Oh, man. Turturro just makes me so angry.
Yeah.
Tommy. Shut up. You're dead. Get me?
I understand. I'm dead.
Oh, Rob, you're muted.
As far as I can tell, this is the only mistake that he makes in the whole movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
He lets Bernie live because Bernie is a piece of shit.
He trusts
He's
him.
right.
Yeah. He shouldn't give him a benefit of the doubt. He's a grifter. Didn't he remember that scene? What's the line that he uses in that? There's a line that he says over and over again.
Look into your heart.
Yeah, look into your heart.
But
I told you so.
what?
What?
But the lead up to that is like, what? I don't trust a guy that ever tells you I told you so.
Yeah, he's like, I don't like people say I told you so. He's
I
like,
never
yeah.
say that, and I don't like people who do.
And then he says that, what? You got some mouth on you. Normally I don't like it, but
I had a hard time getting 5-second blips of this movie.
For sure.
Yeah. So this is
part of it,
where he's beginning to lay the groundwork of setting up the Dane.
I'll see where the twist flops.
Again, just the lingo in this.
Yeah.
Where the twist flops.
They must have had a lot of fun.
Oh. And of course.
And when you smart me, it ruins it.
Oh, I hate him so much.
Yeah, this is this is the part in the movie where you're like, he's the worst person ever. Your life has been spared, and now you're like, hey, you should have killed me. Now you gotta pay me off, or I'm gonna tell people I'm alive. What a piece of garbage.
For sure.
Second raid.
Yeah. This sort of sets up the they touch on the Lazar thing too, where throughout the movie you never meet him, but Tommy owes this bookie money and he refuses to let anyone pay it off. He just takes beatings.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's my debt to pay off. You know, beat my ass. It's fine.
Hello, Brian. Still fighting the good fight?
Hello, Tom. Neither rain nor wind nor snow.
That's the mail.
That's the mailman.
And again, they've got 100 cops to show up and do this. It's
so good.
It's a weird. It's kind of. I mean, there's a lot of funny lines, but that's like a different kind of funny. That's like almost a physical like gag.
Yep.
Oh, gotta go back out to the crossing. And they find the body.
The body of the best talker in the show.
No. Yeah, just when they're...
I was just watching Thor Ragnarok today, and the scenes with Valkyrie just unloading the Gatling gun, and I had just watched this like an hour prior. I was like, that's awesome.
Just spraying lead in there.
So
totally
much.
Indiscriminate shooting.
And right before that, this guy gets out and they just totally annihilate him. His legs start shaking. They all laugh.
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
I have to tell you, it's a really accurate portrait of the cops back then.
I don't know. I guess I think of the Elliot Ness kind of, if you're talking about Prohibition era cop type thing. This is Keystone Cops wacky.
But remember, Elliot Ness's main job was getting around corrupt cops who were not enforcing the law.
True. Sure.
Right? So,
we get our Frances McDormand, filmed in the same year as Darkman. So I like to think that she was just going back and forth between the sets.
She also does not get much screen time, but carries it.
Yep. Yeah. That's the Coen superpower. Every single actor matters.
Public works, but I can't.
You can do whatever the hell Casper tells you. I don't remember all this double talk when Leo gave you an order.
Oh, just play it one more second. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
Stop whimpering.
Jesus, Tom.
Tom, Jesus.
But that's awesome. That's that moment.
And they kick the mayor out of his own office.
Yeah.
Like, get the hell out of here.
His preposterous Italian cousins.
Running things. It ain't all gravy.
God, I love that line.
Yeah.
This movie is a bottomless pit of great lines.
It really is.
You double cross once, where's it all end? An interesting ethical question.
This movie is filled with interesting ethical questions.
It is.
The thing is, I have to tell you, he died pretty young. He was like 66, and I'm sure it was a heart attack. I mean, look at this scene. Just like,
he's all in.
Oh my God, he's all in. He's killing himself. Just hit play for 3 seconds.
Johnny. My chins.
He's an intense dude.
Like when he gets intense, he starts sweating. You could see like his body pulsing. I'm like, oh, you're gonna die.
I did have a question. What is Muller's neuralgia and headache powder? Is he just like dumping cocaine on his head?
Yes.
No, that's probably laudanum. Cocaine they gave you for toothaches because it would numb stuff up.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, would you rub laudanum on your head?
That guy's had a better day than that one.
God, that guy's all messed up.
Yeah.
The gorilla.
Always put one in the brain.
Wow, look at him, he's shaking.
Yeah.
And the guy screaming in the background. I mean, he screams for like 5 minutes leading up to this too, and it's just
it's a really intense sequence, man. I was listening to that one at very loud volumes and had to turn the TV way down because my kids were in school.
It's crazy.
And here it is, Tommy now is one step away from spinning the whole thing. He's masterminded this entire series of events. It's awesome.
What's the rumpus?
Bam.
I was just in the neighborhood feeling a little daffy.
They got it all there.
Yeah.
So while writing this movie, the Coen brothers took a break and wrote Barton Fink because they had writer's block. And I just... Barton Arms, Barton Fink, who knows? It took them months to write this because it was a pain in the butt, and it took them 3 weeks to write Barton Fink.
Wow.
But also
Crazy.
John Turturro, period piece, lots of weird dialogue. I mean, they were in a
Paul
space.
Newman, right? Yeah. Good stuff.
Looking hot.
What hurt?
Yeah.
One in the brain.
About time. Go to hell, Bernie.
Right? Go star in Barton Fink.
Yeah.
And don't be in the Jesus Rolled.
No.
That's not going to work. The Jesus Rolls, I only made 5 minutes into that movie. All right, that was our last note, gentlemen. That is a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All time. I don't even have anything else to say, but I do know our next movie pick. Because Chris, you're off next week, and Mr. Cliff Lampy has generously volunteered to ninja both your chair and your movie pick. And the good news for us is that
that's great.
The good news is that we're watching Superman 3.
Oh,
what?
I'm dodging a bullet.
I thought he was doing Trading Spaces. Or Places, rather.
I told him anything he wanted, and that was what he chose.
Oh, man.
This is
Superman
the one with
3, the Richard Pryor one.
Richard Pryor. I have to tell you, I actually like that one. You know,
I kind of do too.
I'm kind of sad because like he's a super programmer and he learns from the back of a matchbook. I mean, and you have that weird mechanical Superman. It's like Mecha Godzilla Superman, you know?
Oh no, I have a lot of feelings about this movie. It is also one that I had on VHS.
Yeah. Oh God.
I know. In many ways, it is the Superman that I owned. And so therefore, it is my definitive Superman.
Yeah.
And it is not good. Well, folks.
I love me some Richard Pryor, though. Gosh, he's good.
I haven't watched this one in a long time, and I'm a little scared to see how it's going to age.
It's not going to do well.
No.
I'm sorry, I can't make it, fellas.
We'll
miss you, Chris.
You got stuff to do.
We'll figure out how to get by. Nate, thank you for the
eighth grader is graduating. So.
Thank you for watching. This was a good one.
Chris DeBona.
That was quite the rumpus.
That's right. Rob Roseboom.
Put one in the brain.
These are all lessons to live by. So much wisdom from the Coen brothers. I'm Rob Commander Taco Malta. This has been Geeks in Space 623. We'll see you on Friday with some news. Bye-bye.